So in the next step of the flow, step 5, we will connect the table to the document calculator. So if we look at the table, I already have some test submissions in here. And the first step of step 5 is to fetch the correct row. So in this case, we want to fetch row 1. And the second step is for the different elements within the document to fetch the correct column, row-column combination. So for quantity, it needs to fetch 40 in this instance. We'll do this by using the email ID. And we also have an email ID element in the calculator. But for now, that is explained in step 6. But for now, let's just stick to creating the formula. It is a formula that we will reuse in all these different formulas. So what we'll do is we'll create a variable. So we'll select the formula, expand the formula builder. We already have a variable here, VB for row. And the function we'll use is the table find first function. Now, this function needs 3 arguments. First, we need to tell from which table it needs to find a result. In this case, it is table B, TB. The second argument it needs is in which column number to look for the result. So let's go to the demo table. And these are basically the columns. Column for garment selection, which is column C, quantity D. But we need to fetch the column we need to look into the column email ID, which is column H. So that is our second argument. The third argument is to insert the property that needs to match the value in column H. And in this case, that is the email ID. So question QB. But since we don't need a value from that question, we need the label. We do QB underscore label. And now the function does not return an error anymore. It returns a list, which is exactly what we need. Okay, so this is step 1 of 2 of step 5 of the total flow done. Now we'll just need to add this or fetch basically the correct column for the different elements within the document calculator. So in this column we need the quote name. The name is in column B, so the full name in column B. And for this we'll use the index function. Index, which also basically needs 2 arguments. TB for, not TB, VB for the row we just created in the first step. And then the second argument is the column number. At this point in time, we still see the 3 dots. But when I go to the demo table and then select this email ID and insert this email ID manually into the email ID, magically, yes, this already works. The rest populates as well because I already prepared the other elements of the document calculator. But for instance, if I change this to A, hey, there's the email. If I change it to AB, that column does not exist, but B, again, that is the name. So that's it. That's basically step 5 done. But now in step 6, we'll just have to connect the quote calculator to the document calculator, and we need to pass this variable, the email ID, into this field on submission. So that's step 6.